Hi, I'm Krissy of Krissy's Over the Mountain Crochet, and today we're making itty bitty miniature scented pumpkins. So let's talk about the product that we use to scent the pumpkins. We are going to use wax melts today. I have different kinds. I have Better Homes and Gardens Warm Rustic Woods. I have Better Homes and Gardens Maple and Sugar Drizzle. I do not use that in this project. I have Sensations Warm Apple Pie. It's a generic. Then I have Woodwick pumpkin butter. It's a little bit more expensive. It's higher end. So let's get started working with it. It's very nice. Comes out of the package easy. It's buttery and creamy. I really love the scent on this also. Such a nice little wax melt. Now the next one is Warm Apple Pie and Sensationals. It's generic. I think this is the Walmart brand. It took me forever to get this out of the package. I didn't think I was going to get it out of the package. Finally got it out, and it is hard as a rock. The smell is nice. It has a very nice smell, but it was very hard to work with. Then there was Warm Rustic Woods. This is Better Homes and Gardens. I didn't have any trouble getting it out of the package, and it did flake, but it was a nice flake. It had a creaminess to it, so I liked this. I liked the scent. I liked working with it. I think I would work with it again. But now we're ready to move on to the pumpkins. So I have several pumpkins that I have made. A lot, actually. Had to clean up a little bit. Used wax paper to help clean things up. And now here is one little pumpkin that is ready to be stuffed. So I'll put a little bit of stuffing in the bottom. And the second go round on the stuffing, I will put the wax melt down in the stuffing. So this is the initial stuffing. I act like I'm really going to stuff that thing hard, but I don't. I don't like to stuff them too hard because I like the dents to go deep into the pumpkin. All right, so I'm going to add the wax melts. Just toss them in there, as many as you'd like. The more I made, the more I stuffed, the more generous I became with my wax melts. So it's totally up to you. I just do the wax melt, the second stuffing, and it just goes right down in there. Pretty easy. Now it's time to finish up the pumpkin. So we need to, I've got quite a long tail. I'd say my tail is a yard, maybe a yard and a half. I had some pumpkins where I did not leave a long enough tail and I wasn't able to make as many dents. I'm using an E crochet hook, and from Susan Bates, I believe that was a 4.5, and I apologize, I didn't quite catch those numbers. So I was using mandala also. I used mandala yarn, and the colorway is Centaur. So I used the mandala, and I did not cut the yarn. I will decrease all the way around the top of this pumpkin. I did not cut the yarn. I let it flow. Well, actually, I did cut the yarn. I did not cut the yarn to make a specific pumpkin. I did let the colors flow into each other. But I did cut out some colors to use for the leaves, and you'll see that as we come along. All right, so I think this is probably the last decrease we will have right here. Yeah, because it's getting tight. So that's the last decrease. That hole is pretty small. Yeah, it's pretty small. So I'll just reach across there and slip stitch. There we go. Okay. And I can't grab the yarn to pull through to finish off, so I'll just open the loop and use my fingers to pull the yarn tail through. Now I'll take a metal needle. I like to use a ribbon or crewel needle, but something with a sharp edge. I do prefer a metal needle for this. But if you have a plastic yarn needle, that'll work just fine. So I'm moving those little chips around. I want to make sure there aren't any right in the center where I will be putting the needle. So the needle is has a little bit of a small eye, so I twist the end of the yarn and smash it down really good between my fingers. I mean, I really get it smashed, and I pull it so you can't even see it, but I can feel where it is. So I shove the eye right over top where I know that yarn is, and it just kind of goes right through there. Okay, so go down in the center of the pumpkin from the top into the bottom and come out the center at the bottom. The crochet pattern will be on Ravelry and on Etsy, and eventually will be on my website. Back down through. Yep, now pull so that wrap dents right in. Yeah, that is nice. Now go the exact opposite direction. So like 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So we're in the 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock position, and we come through. That looks nice. That looks nice. I like that. I'm happy with where the dents are. So 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So now I will do a 9 o'clock wrap. Yep. Well, I'm not real happy that's not even. So loosen it up and put it back where I want it, and that looks good. Okay, let's speed this up. So really, you just watch, you make your dents as if you were looking at a clock opposite each other. There we go. And that looks pretty good. That's cute. Now, we're at the bottom now. This is the last pull through. So we're going to cinch it down while we're keeping the yarn taut. I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm holding on to that yarn that came out of the bottom, and I just barely let go so that it could cinch down. I'll do that one more time. I'll go through some, I'll catch some yarn and then wrap once around the needle and then pull and then work that yarn tail into the middle of the pumpkin and out the side, and then clip it off with some scissors. Yep. Okay, there we go. Yep, good. Isn't that cute? It's ready now for a leaf and a stem. Yes, I'm excited about that. So the stem, I used the same hook. I pulled off the green. There was a significant amount of green in my cake, and then the extra cake I bought doesn't have that much green. Has a lot more mustard. I do like the mustard color. But anyway, so I ended up with a lot of green. I could probably make some green pumpkins, but I just didn't want to make green pumpkins. I want this for the leaf. So make a slip stitch and chain 5 or chain 6. It's totally up to you. I will be chaining 5 right here. Some of my pumpkins have 6 chain leaves. Some of them have 5 chain leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch in the first chain. Pretty simple. This pumpkin leaf will be miniature because you are working with miniature pumpkins. All right, snip that yarn. End off. And then really kind of tighten down. Pull on these and tighten them down. And then tie them into a knot. Looks like a little leaf. Kind of hard to tell, but it does look like a little leaf. Tie the knot. Now pull them up really even and tight. You've tightened down really hard, and then just clip those off. Now don't worry, mess with them a little bit. And there's a little pokey. Let's snip him off. The end will be glued into the center of the pumpkin, so this is not going to come apart. So let's see how that looks. That's cute. Yeah, I like that. All right, now we need to move on to the stem. And what I used for the stem was rawhide. This was picked up in the jewelry findings department at Walmart. I guess folks use this to make to put beads on and to make jewelry. They also had little bits of yellow and orange. I'll show you a tip, and green. I'll show you a tip at the end of this video that shows you how to, it's not totally the end of the video, but shows you how to dust it up and make it look a little bit more rustic. Cut up 1.5 inch piece, meet the ends together, and then pinch it at the top. Give it a real good hard pinch. So 1.5 inches, fold it in half, and give it a pinch. Let's see how that's going to look. Oh, that's going to look cute. I like that. I like it a lot. No, I don't think I need to move that around. I think I like that the way it is. Let's glue it together. Now, pinch the top, and then let the ends open up just a little bit. And then put just a little bit of glue on one side. And then once you get that glue on that one side, pinch it together. But be careful, don't burn yourself. You can let that sit there and wait a minute before you pinch it together. It will, there you go. And now just pinch it really good and hold it. Because this is a stiff product, it's going to want to pop open on you. So you have to hold on to that for a little bit and keep it from coming apart. All right, now we can glue that in place. That's where I want it. So let's glue up. Yeah, I want it to have a tip. I want it to tip to the side just a little bit. There we go. I also found, as I was working with the pumpkins, that you don't have to put the glue down in the center. You can put it on the end of the stem and then stick it down in there. So I wanted to do another test run to make sure of the exact position I wanted the leaf, and I am happy with that position. So I will put the leaf in there. And I also found, the more I worked with this, that I really needed a pointy utensil to get down in there and make sure that leaf was in there. And I started using a wooden skewer, and that helped me a lot. But that is really cute. Now it is all the pumpkins are stuffed. Let's talk about the wax melts. This was my favorite, the Woodwick pumpkin butter. It was creamy. It was wonderful. The scent was wonderful. The Sensationals Walmart brand was not the best. It was crumbly and hard, and that's what the debris in the bowl looks like. It's not the best. The color was a little weird also, but I did like the Better Homes and Gardens. It was nice. It flaked, but it was a creamy flake, and it worked into the stuffing really well. So, or the polyfill really well. So I did like this. I'd use it again. The Woodwick pumpkin butter was my favorite. So they're all stuffed, ready to have dents put in them, and now they're ready for stems and leaves. But let me show you how to dust up that leaf. Use a Sharpie bronze or brown metallic. I don't suggest black, but these stems were just too bright in the color. The color was just too bright. So I used this to dust it up. You don't have to totally color it. Just make some marks on it, on the front and on the back, and then down the sides. Yeah, it's a little fiddly. And make sure you get the sides, because the sides of the little leather strip does show quite a bit. So just dust it up a little bit so that it looks rustic. There we go. And now you should have your project finished. I like an assembly line. Aren't they beautiful? I love them. Look how this has the color gradation. The mustard is so cute. And the browns and the creams. I love the stems. And this, I wanted to show you that one burgundy one, I didn't have enough string, so I couldn't put as many dents. But look at the little stem. See the rustic stem? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I'm really pleased with this project. It was a fun project. The brown is really nice. The navy I think was my favorite, even though you never see a navy pumpkin. And this is the yarn that I did not use. I probably could have made more pumpkins, but I'm pretty happy. I ended up with 23, I believe, 23 pumpkins. And now I'm going to take this navy pumpkin, run a piece of twine through the stem. I like this color. I have a lighter color also. I didn't want to use real twine. I wanted a sophisticated twine. So I used this. I got that at Joann's. It's called Hildy, from Hildy Joe is the maker. But so we're going to tie a knot, just a real quick knot, clip it off, and then use super glue gel at that knot to secure that knot, and that knot will not come undone. Then I'm going to, there we go. Let's make sure we pretend to glue. Okay, so then I'm taking another pumpkin and tying it to the other end, and I'm going to hang this from the rear view mirror in my car, and as the sun hits these little pumpkins, the aroma from the wax melts will just fill the car. I'm so excited about this. Have I done it yet? No, I haven't done it, but that's the plan. Look how cute. Won't those look cute dangling from the rearview mirror? So hang them from the latch of a window so the sun hits them and the wax melts start putting out their aroma. It has smelt wonderful here at my home. This has been a fun project. I like anything that smells good. I'm sure you do too, but let me measure this. This string is 14.5 inches long, so you'll probably want a string that is about 16 inches long. And you can put them in a container and set them out on the table. I can tell what rooms in my home have these, have little containers of these pumpkins. You can just smell them, smell the aroma when you walk in. Just so pretty. I think I picked up that container at the Dollar Tree. I think I need to put some ribbon around the writing on there. I also think they look so good in a half-gallon mason jar with a little doily on top. I like that Hildy Joe twine. It's white. I really like it. I like little fairy lights in there with the pumpkins. And there the basket or the containers wrapped with ribbon. Hey, it's been great to have you on my side of the mountain. I hope you'll come again soon. And if you could like and subscribe, I sure would appreciate it. Bye.